Hey everybody, welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Lauren Neidigh. I wanted to give you guys a quick update in the Justin Baldoni case, but as you can see, I'm still not at home, so I would ask you to bear with me because the hotel Wi-Fi was a little bit spotty tonight. I'm about to show you what I recorded, but just know that there's like a couple seconds here and there where the audio is a little bit off. I am aware of it, and I will try my best to fix it for next time. But it's nothing too major, so I appreciate you watching. Thanks, guys. I have a quick update for you in the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively case. As you can see, I'm still not at home, so I'm having to do this from my hotel room in Melbourne. But I noticed that Blake Lively had filed another motion to compel against the Wayfarer parties. This time they're wanting to see the Wayfarer parties' communications with reporters and with content creators. Of course, this is all related to the alleged smear campaign where Blake Lively thinks that Justin Baldoni influence people on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, you name it, to, paint her in a negative light. Of course, that's extremely fucking unlikely because if you act like Blake Lively acted when she was filming It Ends With Us and in the promotion of the film afterwards, then you don't really need any assistance in making people think that you're an asshole. But we'll take a quick look at this document and what it says. On behalf of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, we write to respectfully request an order compelling Wayfarer Studios, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Steve Sarowitz, blah, 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 to respond to certain interrogatories propounded by the Lively Reynolds parties. The interrogatories at issue seek basic information regarding the identities of potential witnesses and documents relevant to the litigation. Despite receiving these interrogatories almost 3 months ago, March 14th, the Wayfarer parties have not provided a substantive response to almost any request. Instead, they have spent months trying to rewrite and narrow the interrogatories to improperly limit the scope of highly relevant information that is uniquely within their possession, custody, and control. It is respectfully submitted that this gamesmanship must be put to an end, and the Wayfarer parties be ordered within 5 days of the court's ruling of this motion to provide responses to the interrogatories identified below. In the footnote here, it says, even when they agree, the Wayfarer parties inexplicably delay in providing responses. Although they finally agreed on May 21st to provide responses to some of the interrogatories, they refused to produce the responses on June 6th as requested, and instead unilaterally elected to delay another 10 days. The Wayfarer parties should identify the email accounts provided to third parties. The Lively Reynolds parties request each Wayfarer party to identify any email account from May 1st, 2024 to date, in which any third party, including but not limited to content creators or the media, had access for the purpose of communicating information of any kind, including messaging, talking points, guidelines, scripts, or other information regarding Ms. Lively, Mr. Reynolds, the digital campaign, the CRD complaint, or the actions. As counsel explained on several occasions, the Lively Reynolds parties believe that the Wayfarer parties have engaged in covert tactics to communicate with third parties in a manner to avoid leaving a paper trail, such as by placing information in a draft folder or other email repository and providing a third party with viewing access to the folder or email, which enables the third party to view the information without leaving a digital trace. The Wayfarer parties have never denied that they have engaged in clandestine communications. What? Despite this, the Wayfarer parties refuse to provide any response by disingenuously claiming that the concept of access is vague and ambiguous. Instead, they have proposed to limit this request to only circumstances in which login credentials were provided to a third party. This improperly narrows the scope of the request and would exclude circumstances in which, for example, a third party gained access to an email account without using login credentials, such as through a screen share or some other means that are not known to the Lively Reynolds party, but which the Wayfarer parties alone would know. What? The Wayfarer parties are well aware of the purpose of this request, yet continue to plead ignorance about what the basic English word access means in an effort to justify withholding plainly relevant information. What are you on about? This just seems paranoid to me. Then they say the Wayfarer party should identify the reporters they have communicated with, and they're arguing over this because Wayfarer still wants to narrow the scope. In their latest response, the Wayfarer parties seek to narrow this request to 1, a discrete subset of topics, 2, a 6-month window, and 3, individual reporters only where reasonably known or ascertainable. Each of these proposals is inappropriate. Ms. Lively's complaint alleges a secret untraceable smear campaign, and it cannot be left to the alleged perpetrators of that campaign to exercise topic-based discretion. The Lively Reynolds parties have offered to accept a list of reporters/media by topic, but do not agree that the Wayfarer parties may, in their sole discretion, exclude certain reporters altogether because they believe that certain communications about Miss Lively, Mr. Reynolds, the CRD complaint, the actions, or the Lively Reynolds companies are somehow irrelevant, which is not a basis for withholding this information. Second, because the Wayfarer party's retaliatory smear campaign is alleged to be ongoing. No. You're getting negative press because you do shit like this. And also, there's not really evidence to back up your claims of sexual harassment, which is a really big thing to lie about. The Wayfarer parties should identify the content creators they communicated with. Here they're saying the Wayfarer parties have repeatedly insisted on arbitrarily limiting the term content creators to only those individuals with at least 10,000 followers or subscribers on any single platform, and exclude niche individuals whose platforms are unrelated to the subject matter of this litigation. Now they propose an entirely new term altogether that is limited to individuals that create or disseminate original content and who were engaged by any Wayfarer party in connection with messaging, promotion, or reputational management concerning the subject matter of this litigation. Why is that a problem? Like their other proposals, this too is too fine a point and appears designed to intentionally exclude certain individuals from being identified. As parties deeply entrenched in the entertainment and public relations industries, the concept of a content creator should not be this difficult for the Wayfarer parties to grasp. And it should not require a motion for the Wayfarer parties to produce this basic information, which can and should be promptly produced. And the responses to the interrogatories that they do have, they're filed under seal, so we can't see those right now. We have some emails back and forth between the parties' counsel. I'm not going to read it all like word for word or anything, but I'll go over a couple points. They're mostly just arguing over terms here. Part of this email here, and this is from Justin's attorneys, kind of explains a little bit about what's going on in context. Just based on this here, we have interpreted the interrogatory in good faith and confirmed that, based on that interpretation, there are no persons responsive to identify. Your recent insistence that our client's pleadings constitute an admission of the existence of such a team is misplaced. So that's in response to them asking about identifying team members based in Hawaii. And they're basically saying there's no one to identify. There's not really anything to do there. But this is just a lot of arguing over verbiage. Here's what Wayfarer had said to them when they were arguing about the definition of content creators that they would want to identify. The definition you propose encompasses an amorphous and ill-defined group, potentially including anonymous or inauthentic accounts with no clear connection to this dispute. Your position does not justify a blanket obligation to identify all communications with any social media user, regardless of relevance, reach, or intent. Our proposed criteria, monetization, and 10,000 follower minimum offer an objective and reasonable framework. The 10,000 threshold is not arbitrary. It marks a widely recognized benchmark where users unlock monetization features and begin to attract brand interest. It also signals the transition to micro-influencer status, making it a relevant and practical standard for identifying impactful accounts. Requiring original content is consistent with your own use of the term creator, and excluding niche accounts simply ensures relevance. These are not unreasonable limitations. They reflect common sense and preserve proportionality. So here they're saying, please confirm you will provide a response by Friday, June 6th, like they were just complaining that Wayfarer hadn't responded. But Wayfarer said here, we will provide a supplemental response by June 13th, which is another week from now. Like I said, pretty much all of that is arguing over verbiage, so I'm not going to go through the rest of it right now, but you're free to look over it. I'll post a link. All right, that's all I got for right now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.